Welcome back to Factorio building the hyperbase. So I have done a little bit of work as promised to fix up Yellow Science, mainly just bringing online this new copper facility up here, which I think has done enough. That in conjunction with also this green... Does this guy actually have... No. I've got copper trains turning up here and we're still not actually directing them down there. That's very interesting. We should be doing that. The extra copper does seem to have been just about enough so that the weight is not necessarily so much yellow anymore. It's more or less moved to blue, although obviously we should really bring online this green science facility. Oh, sorry, green science circuits. These are circuits, dummy. Green circuits facility. We should get this train to basically do what well, what these guys do, which is, that's the red one, that's the green, so probably to go to Yellow Science Green 3, which is what this one should be called instead of whatever it is. Yeah, that's no good. The others have proper names, so let's your Green 2, let's bring that name over here, but instead make it Green 3. Hopefully before we send a train here incorrectly. And Yellow Science Green 3 until inventory full, and then Yellow Science Green unload until inventory empty, and we'll let you go automatic. So okay, that's probably okay that it sits there. There'll be two green circuits trains here, so they'll be able to take one can go to this set and one can go to this set, but we don't need to turn this on just yet. We probably will soon, but we don't need to do it just yet. We're up to mining productivity 149. The other thing worth noting is we actually have done the first 13 levels of this now. I did an extra level while I was finishing off the work on those other things, and yeah, if we have a look now at Yellow Science using our trusty max rate calculator, which I really should add to the mod list. This says that can do 4200 now if it's fully supplied, which is pretty good. If we come over to blue though, and have a look what max rate calculator says. Whoops. Control N is the key that we want. You'll note that it says 4000, but there's a net rate deficit here on the iron gear wheels. And I think because it does 16,874, 1,300 per machine, we're actually missing 2 iron gear wheel machines. So we're going to have to somehow increase that, and I think I seem to remember that originally as well as being an issue. I think probably to get 2 more in. What I could do is I could change these chests to actual requester chests, and in fact, where are we? We are Let's get some more science happening. Level 150 mining productivity. They're really ticking over pretty quickly now. What's our science doing? It's sort of not sure. It's climbing up to 1.9. So we must have just brought a second one online. I am over by green, it looks like. Okay, let's just pop on over to blue. I think we're... Oh, actually, I thought we were providing enough iron, but maybe we are not. What is the problem? Or maybe it's actually got enough... No, it's got no iron. There is no iron up there. Why don't we have an iron train up there? Iron trains? You're not full. You're on your way. Wow, that... here we go. Yes, I need a bypass here, obviously, because it's waiting for this one to fill up. Meanwhile, this one, which actually has 80, could have gone back up. Yeah, that's an easy remedy if we had any rail on us, which we do not. I'm going to fix that up first. Let's just make sure we're not doing bots. I should have just built it in the first place, but I wasn't 100% sure that I needed it, but I think that's fairly good evidence that I do. There we... where are we? No, we want to be over here a little bit. There we go. Even with these super fast jets, it is quite a journey. Okay, what do I want? Probably, let's just say 300 rail. It's probably all we can fit, but that's fine. Okay, let's go. Still tons of stuff to build out. Hopefully today we can get the blue science sorted out, so it's sort of doing about 4,000 a minute for just one of the two facilities. That's kind of the goal of today. We'll do whatever we need to sort it out. The purple, the green, and the red are close to their 8,000. Oh, this is going now, so the other one will probably follow it through. Oh, it'll probably come straight through, but then sort of wrap round. But we need one of these. There's no point not building it. So that will spend no time there, and then it will head off back to blue. And we can do something like that, add some signals in just to make it work. Yep. Chain through there, chain coming through there. This one probably just needs to be moved. There's no point having it down there. Let's just put it up here. And one of those. I think that's all I need. So that should sort out this intersection. There's only one train that will be in here, so whether it's coming from here or here is a non-issue, so we don't really need to worry about signalling here. Let's go back to the facility and see what we can do about that little issue. I'm off track, aren't I? Where are we? We're just too far up. Here we go. So let's just do that max rate calculator thing again. So the number of blue, we need to, if we take out a blue machine, we need to replace it. That's what I was checking, basically. And we also need to try and have these unload a little bit more evenly. Especially the one at the top and the one at the bottom. So let's do the buffers. Whoa. And also put an active at the ones at the very top. I should actually put possibly a request in the buffers. No, it might just make bots work too hard doing nonsense. Now the other thing we need to do is tell these iron requesters to take from buffer chests. Are they all just 100? Yeah, it looks like it. I'll leave that one. This is kind of hard to see what's going on. Where's my mouse? There it is. And let's do 151. Wow, we're out of iron again. But on Q, one has turned up. Very good. So, what I'm thinking is I want to see if it's obvious if these machines... where's my mouse again? There it is. Okay. If these machines here... Yes, it is kind of obvious that at times they just don't have enough of the iron gear wheels. Is that universal to all of them? How many of them do I even have? I cannot remember. This might tell me. Blue science. 20? What? Which would be 10. Do I have 20 of those? I don't have just 2 speed modules in them. That would mean I'd have 10 of them down here. I didn't think that was what we ended up with. Sorry if I don't seem to be getting very far. We need to be on map mode. So we're producing 3,000 of these. Which seems to be enough, however many of them we have, which doesn't look like it's 10. Output, so it must be 10, because that, yeah, we've got 10 there. Okay, so what we can do, I've actually, if I come back in, okay, you, how are you going? You are actually going continuously. You're not the one that I need to worry about. You. Because you're getting a dedicated input from here, you're actually going continuously. So these two I don't need to worry about, and that's probably the case at the very top as well. Here. Yep, you're going continuously. So it's just the middle 8, I guess. Slightly jerky behavior, and it probably gets worse as you head towards the middle. Two. It's very hard to see, isn't it? In fact, they don't seem to be having any trouble at all, but that's probably because we temporarily ran out of iron, and so there's been a, when they suddenly got it all back, there's been a bit of a backlog.
Tell me your voice password to continue.
No. Stupid phone. I wasn't giving you any commands. So anyway, I guess what I'm thinking is we will come out to this row. I'm kind of in the middle according to this pattern, so I'll go up. Maybe I don't want to be directly on one of those machines, so this one here I probably want to make cogs instead. And if it's making cog wheels, we know it needs basically a couple of these things. Now, I don't want this to get overwhelmed with cog wheels, so we better use some wire and just say you can only act when cog wheels are less than 200. That'll do. Oh, are you already at? Wow. Oh, you're not taking them anywhere, are you? So, this one needs to be changed to a requester. And it will request 200. Which should have a flow-on impact sort of up and down here a little bit. And if I come down this way a bit to maybe this one, We can change that one to cogs as well. Oh, look at this collection of stuff. There's another one just there. So we're going to need a couple of these guys. And a wire. I'm going to finish the wire before I attend to my little friend up in the corner there, the technology. 152, let's get on with it. And we obviously need to make, for example, this one into a requester. No, that's not the one that we need to make into a requester, because it's filling up rather nicely anyway. It looks like maybe this one made into a requester would be more useful. I see. 200. Maybe this one as well. Maybe do a second one up here. $200. Okay, that should be better. Let's see what max rate says now. It should say we don't have enough blue machines, but we'll fix that in just a second. Oh. Yeah, we're 2 blue machines short. We no longer have a shortage in those. So I could fit a blue there, and I could fit a blue here probably. We'll have to move this radar again. Unless I fit the... no, it's probably better here. That is a requester there, so... it's kind of like this pattern, isn't it? Oh, that's not quite right. Bots. That is a very long time before they decide to place the modules. So we said there, and just up here, didn't we? What's that? That is a requester. Which make, yeah, we're going to have to move this guy. What about this one? Takes long enough, doesn't it? So that's our revised blue, or kind of. What happened to the radar? There we go. Did I remember to put one down the other end? No. There we go. So, one final fling with max rate calculator. 4,000, no deficits. Awesome. That should fix our issue. We shouldn't get holed up in blue science anymore for the numbers that we are doing. Do we have all three of these going yet? No, we do not. What are we actually missing? It looks like we are missing space science, because, folks, I think it is space science that is going to cause us the grief now. How much do we have in here? 58,000. So we don't actually even have enough for space science to load up. If I cut these back to, because it's basically, I've put this, I want you to have at least 10,000, 100,000 if you're going to deliver sort of the numbers that we are. If I make these all 15 seconds, I might be pushing my luck with 15. Ooh. Oh. 15 seconds and 15 seconds. Were you always 5 seconds? I could always force this out just to get things happening, but yes, we are clearly very strapped on space science. It was kind of inevitable. And over here we have a hold up as well. Why do you end up stopping? Oh, because your station turns off. Right. What I might do is, instead of having the station turn off, have no, I don't even know if that's really what I want to do. We're completely out of these things again. So close, yet so far. No path on green trying to get out. Really? That's what the actual problem is. Okay. I guess that's the one that we're going to have to fix then. I better just swap over armors. Yes, the green science from just up here. Green science, green circuits, dummy. Green circuits. I might just ride you. Manual. Okay, so that should be fine. We can do 153, why not? That should be fine. That should be fine. So normally it would just wrap around into this slot, but we want the one that comes out over here. So that one should be fine, that 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 should be fine. That should be fine. Oh, we are actually joining the wrong one. We need to join this one. Okay. Good that we know that. That just gives it slightly more length so that it's easier to signal along here. That will have to be one of, oops, not one of those, one of these, one of those, these and those. And I would expect if I turn this back to automatic now, it will find its way home. So hopefully that's blue and yellow fixed. Let's just see. We've got 78k of copper in here. I'm not quite sure what I set the copper allowance to. 73k. It's whatever it is, it's going down fairly quickly. Less than 40k. I might make that less than 80k. As much as anything, just to get this out of the way now, and this one out of the way, and that one out of the way, so this space science can come through. And is this triggering these guys? I think I need some more signals up there because it's worrying me that I might actually be triggering the count incorrectly. I don't have any locomotives on me, do I? No. Okay, so first of all, we don't actually need this one. The way we did that in the end didn't require it. Now, I want to lock all these signals off from affecting here. I might do that. Something like that. I don't know if that's required, but it does look like we should have been unloaded. Oh, it's space science that I needed anyway. We've got space science in there. Yeah, well, that one's missing space science as well. The space science is wrapping around actually. What's its 19k? So I think the space science is going to be a little bit short for depositing into this one. But yeah, we shouldn't be in there. Let me just check the volumes of these machines. So, I mean, you have a lot of science now, and over here you have no science. So I don't know why my mechanism has gone back to here. It should be on here. How do I get that to happen? Not sure. I definitely don't want it to go into this one though. Probably needed to check what was going on. Never mind. What I think we can do is let's just have a quick look at what the problem is with I think there's basically, when we fix one problem we'll quickly see that there's another problem. I think that's how it's going to work. So this is where we are making RCUs. We know we actually need 5 for this to work, so what we need to do is basically build out this one. To double it up, they'll bring us up to 40% instead of 20% of the capacity that we need. But to make this one work, we need to build out this one. If we build out this one, we are going to need to probably add in the final copper that we've got here, and this final iron. So there's a lot of backfill to do to make that work. I think what I'll do, since I've had a few long episodes, is we will do this next episode, and I think as soon as we've done that we're going to find that this is not sufficient anymore. So that's going to happen very soon as well. In fact, when we do this, I might even just finish the lot, because if we're finishing the lot of this, taking it up to 60 is probably better than taking it up to 40. We can then potentially increase our flow of rocket science up to oh, looks like we're about to get some launching. Our rocket science up to the 50%, 5/9 maybe, 5/9 being less than 60%, and we'll do that after we've seen the launch. Launches are always fun. There you go, but one load of those doesn't actually get you much more than a launch in a bit. 154, why not? And with that, thanks for joining me guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.